It's noon here in Ventnor City, New Jersey, and our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And this is news that you can use from CarEdge. Monday, July 22nd. Happens to be birthday boy week. Okay, it's birthday week for that handsome young lad sitting across from me. That would be Zach. I'm Ray. Yes, I'm the proud father. I do apologize. Happy birthday, handsome.
Thank you, Dad. Already on the freaking verge of tears. Today's show brought to you by us, CarEdge.com.
29% off of what?
Birthdays are tough.
A tough day, handsome. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
All right, let me compose myself.
Either that or you can share with 29 million viewers. And it's not that many. There's only 226 people here. And
birthdays are tough, but this will be fun. All right, let's do it.
Let's go, buddy.
All righty, we're through. CarEdge.com. Sponsor of today's show, 29% off CarEdge Insights, Dad. Take advantage of invoice pricing back on the website. All right, Dean. Thank you, Dean. It wouldn't let me pick $29 as an amount. Happy birthday, Zach. When people sign up for your service, do you already have pre-negotiated deals with certain dealers, or do you negotiate each deal individually? We negotiate each deal individually, but Dean, we got to go. We'll acknowledge that even more in just a moment. We got to go to the big story, which is Ally Financial, Dad. Ally Financial had their earnings last week, and their auto loan delinquencies keep going up. I pulled from the latest quarterly earnings, 4.33% auto loan delinquencies. Do you have a guess what it was just one quarter back?
3.725%.
We needed one more decimal place there. 3.88%, Dad.
I was
Ally
close.
Financial continuing to experience auto loan delinquencies going up, and they're lending less than ever before. We talked about this a bit last week, but there are all sorts of cracks in the financial foundation. It's also making it more difficult to get approved for an auto loan. What do you make of the fact that Ally's auto loan delinquencies keep going up, up, up?
Well, we know delinquencies across the board, auto loan, credit card, personal loans, whatever. We know those delinquencies are going up across the board. What we didn't know was that there's a dip in the number of loans that they're originating. Now, what is causing that dip? Are there fewer applications that are being sent their way for them to review? Are dealers trying to place car loans with other lenders and not Ally? Or has Ally made it known to their lenders that because of the increased amount of repossessions they're seeing, that they're going to suddenly become more selective? And well, if they're not gold, don't send them to us. So that's the more scary part, is why are their loan originations down, and what is behind that?
Now, David, thank you, Rebecca. David has an insight here, a friend of his, Southeast manager for Ally, and if you do not have a 650 or higher, you're not getting a loan. So I wonder if we're going to continue to see more and more restrictions around auto lending and less options for folks. For example, U.S. Bank actually had a huge increase year over year in their auto lending, but Ally is down. So I think certain banks are going to take on more risk. Other banks aren't. Ally delinquencies going up that significantly quarter over quarter, though, is an indication of some of the financial pain that they're feeling right now.
I think Ally's making a concerted effort to improve their loan portfolio. And how do you improve your loan portfolio? You look for higher quality people to lend the money to. So yeah, 650 and above. Anything below that, you ain't getting a loan. So that should cut back on the amount of potential repossessions they have moving forward, but it would also be a reason why there would be a dip in loan originations. It probably could help Santander and our good friends at Credit Acceptance Corporation, who want to knock your socks off with the interest rates. But
Now, I said US Bank was up. Excuse me. US Bank was actually down significantly. It was Chase that is up year over year. So here's your chart of outstanding loans by each of the financial institutions that we have data for. And I said Ally shocks the auto industry. They're actually down the least in terms
Yes.
of their outstanding
Maybe that was the
auto loans.
shock.
Yeah, the shock is look at some of these other auto lenders. They have significantly pulled out of lending for autos. And I think that that's a sign of the times. And it also, Dad, comes on the heels of, I don't know if you saw this, initial jobless claims in early May have increased. They're the most that we've seen, or excuse me, since early May. They're the highest that we've seen. So I think the strength of your borrower is also impacted in this and is challenged.
Well, people are impacted because of many things. We know credit card usage is way up.
Yep.
And that means that there's a certain lifestyle level that many Americans live at, whether they can afford that level or not. And many have used credit as a way to maintain that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And if people are finding it more difficult to utilize credit, or they've utilized all the credit they can, then it makes it harder to do other things, like, I don't know, pay your car loan. Insurance rates have gone up dramatically, so that exacerbates the situation. Maintenance costs are up. Everything you look at is up. So if you've been utilizing your available credit lines in order to maintain a lifestyle that, well, really isn't a lifestyle that you can afford, you're going to see a drop off in loan originations. You're going to see an increase in repossessions. It is part of the education of the American consumer that needs to be had, and that is trying to teach the American consumer to live within their means.
Yep.
And the past 60, 70 years, the advertisements have been anything but living within your means. It's how can you can have everything you've ever wanted that you didn't even know you needed or wanted. We're going to be able to make it available to you. And now, as somebody once said in the movie Airplane, the poop's going to hit the fan.
Yeah, and I want to pull up, you mentioned repossessions are up 23% in the first half of 2024. So it is an interesting landscape. I want to just take a second. We had some thoughtful contributions coming through. And thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. Really, really means the world to me. Looks like Pops needs to reset his mic, so this is a perfect time for me to bring Brian his super sticker up. Is Pops capable of dancing and fixing a mic at the same time? Probably not. There it is, folks. That is a sight to behold. There it is.
But it's your birthday. You should be the son of a gun doing the dance today.
Again, from Dean earlier. Dean, that was a very, very, very kind contribution. Appreciate it. And again, to reiterate, we work every single deal individually. We might in the future be able to get some pre-negotiated deals on the website. If we do, we'll let everyone know. But every single deal that we use for CarEdge Concierge is done individually. Thank you, Dean, for celebrating my birthday with me. And Lumberjeff, thank you, Lumberjeff. Really appreciate that. Happy birthday, Zach. Have like 1,000 beers. Haven't drank in 3 years, Lumberjeff. But I'll have some athletic.
So my guess is it would only take maybe one or two to like, I don't know, get you drunk, as opposed to that 1,000 if you haven't had anything to drink in 3 years.
As opposed to the beers. So yeah, Dad, we've got repossessions up 23%. We've got auto loan originations falling off a cliff. And we just talked about and demonstrated that delinquency rates are going up, up, up. And so I want to now transition our conversation to the decision that some of the automakers have made that may have led to this. And I'm going to show that on my screen. Now, this actually comes by way of Car Dealership Guy. We've got from a credible source on Stellantis, CEO Carlos Tavares shot down all the brand heads on their request for aggressive incentives and pricing support. Don't expect a significant increase. You're still on mute, Pops. Don't expect a significant increase in incentives on Stellantis products anytime soon. So the prices of these vehicles are also through the roof as there's fewer loans and a lack of an ability to be able to purchase them. What say you of this, Father?
Well, did you see my tweet, my response to that? proving yet again that your manufacturer partner is not really your best business partner. They never will write you a check at the end of the year to make you whole. Never. Listen, this is just Stellantis. This is Carlos Tavares saying, hey, guess what? You were stupid enough to buy a CDJR dealership. You were stupid enough to believe in us. You were stupid enough to keep taking our inventory off our hands. Now you gotta feel the pain and figure out a way to get rid of it because we ain't gonna help you. That's a business partner you gotta love.
How do you think this interplays with the auto loan delinquencies, with the repossessions? Like, is there an intersection here? Expensive new vehicles, and now people not paying them off, and no incentives from the manufacturers to move the new inventory. Like, is there a connection there?
I don't know that there's a connection there. The connection I see is that if you are a CDJR dealership and you're trying to sell your dealership, this is significantly going to impact the value of your dealership when your business partner, your manufacturer partner says, we're not helping. So, what is a potential buyer going to look at if they're looking at your store as a potential purchase? Well, let's see. We've got a manufacturer that's manufacturing 4 different brands for us. The sales are down on all of them, and inventories.
We lost you again, Pops. Why don't you move over to your other microphone? Sorry, you're having challenges today. It's never fun, but you can persevere. You got it. You got it. You got it. In the meantime, I'll pull this up from Prophetess Wendy Williams, Prophetic Inspirations. Thank you, Wendy.
Can you hear me?
Really, yeah, we can hear you, Pops. Thank you so much, Wendy. Really, really appreciate that. What were you saying, Dad?
I was saying that it's going to significantly impact the value of CDJR dealerships that are offered for sale. I mean, if a potential buyer knows that your dealer partner, the manufacturer, isn't going to help, well, that's got to lower the value of your dealership, the desirability of owning that dealership. So this could be a way for Stellantis to try and thin the herd, and just cause a lot of economic pain for many of its dealers and cause them to go out of business, because who the hell's going to buy one? I wouldn't buy one.
Look at this comment also on Twitter from Scott. When I drove by an Auto Park Dodge dealership this week, their employees had to park on the road because every single spot in the lot has a new car in it. Inventory overload, prepare for a slowdown. And I will just demonstrate and show, CarEdge Insights 2.0 went live today, 29% off back at CarEdge.com. If you're a do-it-yourself or you want to buy a car in the next couple months, get CarEdge Insights 2.0. Let's look, Dad. We'll do the Ram first. We always love looking at our Ram trucks. Going to go to new ones. All right, let's see the 2025 Ram Laramie. Look at that invoice price showing up. Love that, Dad. Invoice price is back on CarEdge.com. You will now see the invoice on all vehicles. And let's see the moment of truth. 500 days supply. No wonder they're parking cars in the streets. But it is, I mean, to your point about partnership, it is wild then that the CEO of the organization is saying, do not expect incentives and pricing support. What are you doing? 500 days supply. People aren't buying them.
Dealers are going to be forced to make a decision, and the decision is going to, and they already know what the decision is, and that is that they're going to take a bath on every one of these vehicles when they sell it. They're going to lose money, and the hope is going to be that they can make that money back in the finance and insurance office. That's their only hope, because the manufacturer is not coming to their rescue. Okay, there's no one that's coming to their rescue. They're going to have to eat the loss. They're going to have to decide how they want to move forward when it comes to replenishing their inventory.
Yep.
Because everyone, and we have friends in the industry that are CDJR dealers. We know that the factory reps call the dealer and beg them to take extra inventory. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to take another 25 cars. We'll make it up to you. Those hot challengers that you want, we'll get you 5 extra. Whatever it is, they're going to try. It's called bribery. Okay, you buy 25 more of the cars you don't want from us, and we'll figure out a way to get you 5 of the ones that you can make some of that money back on. And that's what they're going to do. And so at a certain point, if it were me and it were my dealership, I would tell them the same thing I told my Spalding rep when I had my golf store. And he told me that he wasn't going to sell me Spalding golf balls unless I bought the entire Spalding line of golf equipment that I never made a penny on when I stocked the stuff. I throw them the hell out of my store. And at a certain point, if you're a CDJR dealer, you're going to throw your factory rep out of the store. You're going to tell them not to bother them to call you anymore. And you're going to do everything in your power to sell your store. Now, part of the issue is going to become that in most franchise agreements, the manufacturer reserves the right of first refusal as to who you can sell your damn store to. It can get ugly, but at a certain point, dealers are just going to bail on them.
The prices have to go down eventually. One of the first videos we ever did, what happens to unsold new cars? They don't get unsold. They get sold eventually. The prices keep going down
somewhere. Yeah.
Which we can kind of see that in our data. So for example, we looked at a 2025 and we are in 30087. I don't know where that zip code is, but that's where my location is currently set to. And we can see there's
in Atlanta the other day.
I think we're in Atlanta. Yeah. So we can see the invoice price of this vehicle, the fair price you should be shooting for, obviously below invoice, and a 500-day supply on a 2025 Ram. So let's do this because this is actually going to demonstrate what dealers are having to do. Let's find a 2024 on here. Here we go. One. This dealer has had this vehicle. It said it out right there. 152 days, and there's only a 45-day supply. And the reason there's only a 45-day supply is because it's a 2024. If we could find a 2023, so they're going deeper and deeper on the discounts on the older model year. So that's a demonstration of what is going to have to happen eventually, because cars just don't go unsold. And David reminding me that there are still 2022s on dealer lots.
Yeah, no, they do. They either eventually make their way to the auction and they get sold as a used car, even though they have no miles on them.
Yep.
So they all get sold. There are people who honestly believe that dealers send these unsold vehicles to dirt lots somewhere in the middle of America and just let them sit there and rot or bury them. What's in it for them to do that? They've already paid for the damn thing. That's not a sustainable business model. I mean, what the hell are we talking about here? Yeah, I'm going to buy all this inventory. I'm going to pay for it. And then, I don't know, I'm going to bury it in the middle of a field in America. That is not a business model that leads to success. So,
guaranteed lot rot that way.
Yes, but I'm telling you, they all get sold something. Either they get wholesale to another dealer, they get sold as a used vehicle with no miles at the auction, and whoever buys it at the auction gets to sell it for less than a new dealer would because, well, they bought it for well less. They ultimately always all get sold. There are no lots out there where the dealers and the manufacturers are taking their vehicles just so they can crush them.
Yeah, understood. I will say, Dad, there are 303 2022 new Ram 1500s for sale on dealer lots nationwide right now. And you know what? The day supply is going back up because I think people don't really want the 2022. 632 days on that dealer's lot. Absolutely absurd. Dad, let's come back here to the chat. We've got from Oregon Goon. Thank you, Oregon Goon. Happy B-Day, and thanks for all you do. That very, Very great. Appreciate the
Thank you.
greatly appreciate the happy birthday wishes from Squeegee Kid. Great to see you, Squeegee Kid. Thank you. Happy birthday, Zach. Thanks to CarEdge for the information that you provide. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you from Danis. Thank you, Danis. I got an Ally loan in April, decent APR, and I'm just over 650. Made mistakes in the past, but I'm improving. I turned 29 2 days ago. Happy birthday to us, Zach. Thank you, Danis. Thanks for being here, and happy belated birthday to you.
Yes.
And great job building back on your credit. And Baron, thank you, Baron. Ram TRX trucks as old as 2022 with 30,000 miles selling for over $70,000. They have lost their mind. They are still too high. Happy birthday, Zach. The specialty vehicles still command quite the price premium, Dad.
Well, do they command it, or do dealers just ask for it? There's a difference between the two. You can ask anything you want. Doesn't mean you're going to get it.
Yep.
It just means you asked for it.
Let's go to our favorite segment of the show.
Really? You've got to be kidding me.
You can ask for it, folks. You might not get it, but you can ask for it. Buy two, get $35,000 off. This is how desperate some dealer groups are becoming. This is from Carl Auto Group, your dealer for life. Jeep Wrangler 4xe and Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. Buy two, get 35 big ones off, Dad. Have you ever seen anything quite like this?
Well, first of all, let's be honest. It's buy two, get $20,000 off. The other $15,000 is in the EV tax credits that you may or may not qualify for. So, have I ever seen a dealer go, hey, buy two and save 20 grand? Absolutely. Have I seen a dealer say, buy two and maybe save $35,000? I just did.
So this is you've got to be kidding me, because the price is insane. 35,000 is just an absurd, number. And it's also really got to be kidding me because it's deceitful advertising.
You know, the next thing Carl is going to do, in my opinion, would be to take a page out of the Tesla playbook and then also factor in another $10,000 worth of gas savings over the 3-year life of having those vehicles.
Yep.
It might only be $5,000 per vehicle, you know, and then you can advertise, get $45,000 in savings.
Can advertise whatever the hell you want, evidently.
Well, yes, you can. And
I will say,
many dealers are. Yeah,
I will say our 29% off for my 29% or my 29th birthday is very real, folks. So you can take advantage of that. Dad, the other really, you gotta be kidding me. Same brand. US is probing 150,000 Ram and Jeep vehicles experiencing sudden engine stalls. The investigation on relatively new Ram and Jeep vehicles, Dad. Ram trucks and Jeep SUVs. 2022 Ram 1500s and 2022 Jeep Wagoneers. The vehicles are experiencing a sudden, quote, loss of motive power due to electrical concerns, causing the engine to shut down with intermittent ability to restart. 80 complaints have been filed thus far.
May I suggest that what they do, instead of looking at that, because that's you know what it's not a big deal. Truck going 65, 70 miles an hour, suddenly, I don't know, losing power and stalling out. I mean, what can go wrong? What they really need to look at is why my damn microphone goes in and out. That's what they really need to look at. That's what we need to investigate.
So we need to investigate, folks. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Is it, I hate to say it, do I have a bad dongle or do I have a bad computer? Now, I did get the new computer that you sent to me, but I'm too afraid to try and figure out how to set that damn thing up because, you know, when I screw that up, it'll really be screwed up.
For sure. I want to come here to Fly Chopper Fly. I'm here for the Brandon Venture. We'll be talking about that. We're actually going to launch it tomorrow, doing final testing early this morning. So stay tuned. Tomorrow, Brandon from Car Questions Answered will be joining us, and we are launching our Car Questions Answered by CarEdge collaboration. You'll be able to purchase vehicles from Brandon, Car Questions Answered, online through CarEdge.com. Get it shipped to your home. Really excited about that. Yeah, Dad, we'll stay on afterwards and we'll figure out what's going on with your mic. But yeah, another mechanical issue, or in this case, an electrical issue that becomes a mechanical issue, a brand that is trying their best to keep up with Ford in terms of the most recalls annually. And another example of, I hate to say it, but pandemic vehicles made during the pandemic that are having challenges that are maybe of lesser quality. And we're seeing that show up again.
And maybe that's the rationale behind not wanting to help the dealers move their existing inventory, because they don't want to get any more of them bad vehicles out on the road. Maybe that's why Stellantis is doing it. Maybe it's really a philanthropic type of thing where they're trying to save the world from bad automobiles actually being on the streets of countries. No, probably not. Yeah,
probably not. Although we do get automaker earnings over the next days and weeks, and so it'll be interesting to see what's happened to their profit and loss sheets. Like, are they making as much money as they were? Because it seems like the times have certainly turned. Let's come here, Dad, from Bradley. Thank you, Bradley, for the kind contribution. I'm pretty much out on the 392 Charger price is too high above the value. Maybe I'll get a Kia Rio. Sadness. Happy birthday, Zach. Yeah, but the Rio, you're gonna be loving your monthly budget.
Yeah, either that or get on the Wayback Machine and go way back in time and maybe get like a Suzuki Samurai or something like that. That something that might never really tip over. If you were trying to evade anything, like an Amarillo crossing the road.
Like an Amarillo.
No, that would be an armadillo, not an Amarillo.
Amarillo is yellow in Spanish. That's what I get for taking Spanish classes. Dad, today's show was brought to you by us, our company, year 4.5 of doing this thing. Or crap, are we at 5 years? Are we at 5 years?
No, we're only at 4.5.
Okay, geez.
Once we get to middle of January, middle of December, it'll be 5 years.
Wow. Okay. We're running a special for my birthday, CarEdge Insights 2.0. CarEdge Insights 2.0 includes invoice pricing for new and used vehicles. A demonstration of that, folks, would be when you're on the CarEdge car search, you now have invoice price right here. Dad, name a car.
How about a Honda Civic? And then I have a question for you. Yeah. And the question is, how come for my birthday, when I turned 73, we didn't offer people 73% off?
No. There you go, Dad. Here's the invoice price for this particular Honda Civic. $26,111. MSRP $27,800. Not a lot of margin built into that thing. And then we can also see the 2025s are brand new, obviously. 1,854 days supply is not accurate. There are 206 advertised for sale, but they must have just come out. Let's pull up a 2024 if I can find one, although there's going to be a ton of 2025 inventory. There we go. Yeah, there you go. You can see there the Touring, which is a higher trim level, has more margin, almost $2,000 in margin built into it, and a much more reasonable market days supply. Take advantage of this information and so much more back at CarEdge.com. Insights 2.0, 29% off. Happy birthday to Phil. It's his birthday today as well. Happy birthday, Phil G. Thanks for being here. Phil. Happy birthday. So, Dad, I moved today. Yes. And I learned yesterday that my new landlord, her dad or her boyfriend's dad is a tremendous CarEdge fan. So just want to give him a quick shout out, and maybe we get a little rent reduction is all I'm asking for. Maybe there's a little.
You're not asking for much. Yeah.
What was that, Dad?
You're not asking for much.
Just a little quid pro quo. That's all I'm asking for.
Quid pro quo. Yeah.
Asking for.
Yeah.
We've got here from Drew. Thank you, Drew. Can you define invoice price on a used car? Is that what the dealer bought it for from the auction, or what the invoice price was originally when new? Invoice price when it was originally new. So it's just a data point that you can reference from when the vehicle is new, and you can understand what it was worth way back when. Dad, I should also mention, later this week, we've got a bunch going on. Tomorrow, we're launching with Car Questions Answered, so you'll be able to purchase Brandon's cars online through CarEdge. On Wednesday, we're launching our F&I promotion for the week, which if I'm turning 29, $290 off. That's a pretty nice discount. So that's Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. And then I think it's on Friday, we're launching a giveaway for a free CarEdge concierge service. So big week here on the Ray and Zach channel and over on the CarEdge channel.
That's pretty exciting stuff. You couldn't afford to do any of this nonsense at my age. Check for Fly Chomper Fly. Check on the Civic Type R.
on it. Give me 1 second, folks. Need to find it here. Bear with me. I'll share my screen. We can all do it together.
Yes, we love to do it together.
All right, let's see here.
Can you pull up a type bar?
Yeah.
No.
Interesting. Okay, let me try it a different way. So let me go Civic hatchback maybe, and then trim type bar. There we go. All right, here we go. There's 766. Moment of truth. There you go.
So there's $3,200 in margin.
There you go.
And
Folks,
this is unlikely.
Just use this as a data point. This is, I'd be on our car search all day long just looking at this information. I think it's super interesting. So go check it out again. 29% off. Okay, I held it together. That wasn't that bad. That was good.
No, you did pretty damn good. I'm pretty damn proud of you, and so's the audience. I just think really next year on my 74th birthday, and we'll expect people to pay 74% more.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. We can raise the price 74% for your birthday.
Yeah, seems to make perfect sense to me.
Thank you, News Defians Intel. That's incredibly kind and thoughtful. Thank you for your contribution and your happy birthday wishes. Yeah. All right. We just hanging, or are we good? What are we doing?
I'm good. You good? I think the people have probably seen enough of us for one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying. I mean,
I'll say simply thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. Thank you, everyone that supported us the past few years. And yeah, glad that I was able to make it through the show. Love you, Dad. Thanks so much.
Thank you, handsome. Happy birthday, my dear little son.